Test, test. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Panthers Advice. Today, man, I was shocked. Panthers went out and got a huge W against the Cardinals. I'm not gonna lie. Our run defense looks bad, and we were a little bit lucky that what's his face? James Conner went out early, but offensively, I felt like we're clicking. I think with XL being out, it showed just how much of a deep threat we're missing on this offense. Whew, good Lord. But offensively, I think we're set when it comes to the running backs. I think we're set when it comes to the tight ends. Bryce Young's the guy. And not just because I'm a Bryce Young fan, but the way Bryce Young stood in there and took the hits, there's not a lot of quarterbacks that do that. There's just not. I'm going to pull up the stats real quick just to make sure. But Bryce Young showed you today that he's in it for the long haul, man. I mean, he got drilled. And there's been some other quarterbacks who have gotten drilled and they don't get up, right? Or they'll sit there, kind of soak around. The last quarterback that I could think of that got drilled like that and was actually happy was Andrew Luck, right? Andrew Luck, he would sit there and slap the guy in the butt and say, good job. Hasn't been a quarterback since that. Every other quarterback complains and whines that they don't get a call. Bryce Young, he's all smiles. All smiles, confident, and it showed. You know, I was a little bit worried in overtime. Like, whew, it's going to be close. But, you know, they came through, did their thing, man. Let's go pancake. Let's go. Shouldn't be shocked. Messing up the Cardinals is a tradition for us. Yeah, man. Not even in the playoffs anymore. That was huge. Bryce went off. Got to love it. Yeah, I don't think he had any turnovers either, Brennan. I don't think he had any turnovers. And I don't know that he really had a bad throw, to be honest with you. I think the worst throw was the one where he kicked it out to Chuba and almost got him killed. Other than that, I think Bryce Young, overall, he had a good game. Now, if I had to say one thing about Bryce that isn't positive, would be he missed Adam Thielen quite a few times. And obviously, we'll break that down when the film comes out. But for the most part, I mean, the touch pass to a Coker, or not touch pass to Moore in the end zone. Ooh, man, that was nice. You know, he started off the game hot too. He had that pass to Adam Thielen, right? Adam Thielen let it go through his hands. I mean, Bryce Young came out swinging today, and his receivers were Adam Thielen, Moore, Tremble, Dan Chisna, and Coker. We got to get this man some weapons in the offseason. If our guys are Adam Thielen, Moore, Dan Chisna, and Coker, then we have to score 36. Imagine if we had some weapons. Now, I'm not saying we need that T. Higgins type, though T. Higgins would be nice. But you give him somebody. You know, XL's not there. XL's got potential. He's just not there yet. You give him somebody else to go next to Adam Thielen, right? Go next to Jalen Coker. Man. Whew. He ran into us. Yeah, another thing. Bryce doesn't fear anything. He doesn't fear anything. His confidence is back. I mean, he's just that guy. Great game by far. Lucas, yeah, let's go. Big W right there. Damon, I was on the road. Can't wait to watch the highlights. Watch the offensive highlights. You know, James Conner, he went out after the first half. 15 carries, 117. The whole defense needs to be revamped, but we'll talk about that later, obviously. I was surprised Coker didn't get the ball a lot. I think Coker was just picked up a lot, to be honest with you, Keller. I think Coker and Adam Thielen are so similar. And I'm looking at Coker right here. He had 5 targets, 2 catches. Now, how many of those were catchable balls, right? I'm not sure. But it says 5 targets. And there was that one in the end zone, that one-handed grab he grabbed, but he didn't get 2 feet in. You know, Jatavion Sanders, another game without a target. So I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what's going on with Jatavion Sanders, because there's another game where he doesn't get a target. And he was in there on some run plays. I'm just not sure what's going on right there. Braden, yes, sir. Let's go. How did Coker do? we just talked about him. I think Coker did good. Yeah, I mean, teams are going to just focus on Coker. They know he's probably the biggest threat that the Panthers have by far. And so you take him out of the picture, you leave Adam Thielen open essentially. And after that, it's David Moore. And David Moore, 2 catches, 3 targets, a big touchdown. When Chesna got the pass, no, see, Pancake. Chesna did his thing. Or Chisna, I'm not sure how you pronounce that exactly. The only thing with Chisna was when he caught it, it was what, like 2:30? It was 2:15 on the play clock. He caught it, and then he goes out of bounds, which almost cost us the game potentially, because if he would have stayed in bounds, that would have either took the clock to 2-minute warning or forced the Cardinals to use another timeout. But by Chisna going out of bounds, his big play was almost overshadowed by that, to be honest with you. A big catch, especially against Budda Baker. Nice little double move. Use that size for leverage. And, yeah, he was wide open. Chisna did his thing. And the Panthers have a lot of good tight ends when it comes to receiving. I'm not sure who our blocking tight end is, to be honest with you, because Jatavion's not that guy. I don't know if Dan is. Tommy's not bad, but the Panthers have a lot of good receiving tight ends, because what Chisna did there against Budda Baker was nasty. It was just textbook, to be honest. Bryce is cooking. Yeah, Bryce is what? What'd he do? Bryce Young, 17 for 26, 158, 2 touchdowns. He had 3 sacks. One of those was towards the end of the game. I mean, honestly, not bad. No interceptions. And I don't know that he ever put the ball in harm's way, to be honest with you, either. So, big stuff from Bryce right there. Exfield's been playing with a messed up ligament in his wrist, having surgery in the offseason. I agree with you about another receiver, but I feel like we need to – oh, yeah. Lucas, by far – I mean, like I said, James Conner had 15 carries for 117 in the first half. We were a little bit lucky that Conner was hurt. Otherwise, would we have won? I think it would have been close. Like, not that it wasn't already, but we definitely got lucky because – and, I think Mark Schlereth, I think, touched on this. He's like, stopping the run isn't hard. It's not about schemes. It's, do you have the mindset to stop the run? And defensively, our front 7, the Dogs, we talked about all offseason, we don't have that. I mean, we just – I hate to say it, but we don't have that defensively. We don't have that. That's got to get changed. Now, there are injuries. I'm aware of that. But 15 for 117 in the first half. James Conner's a good back. Don't get me wrong. James Conner's a good back. But he – come on now. Rick, another dub, yes. And a lot of positive takes. Just the defense is a little frustrating. But keep it going. What up, Dart? Yeah, big W. Big win. I think we've been protecting JT since his injury. I saw him block for a play like once. Yeah, Pinky, that's the thing. To me, it's like I go back and forth on that, right? Because I feel like he's almost more at risk being there on a run play where, knock on wood, the player rolls up from under him and, rolls up on his leg or something compared to just an out route towards the sideline. I'm right there with you, Pancake. I think they are protecting him to a point. It feels like the run is just more of a threat to injury compared to receiving. And maybe he's in there to use as a decoy, right? Oh, Sanders is in, got to put somebody over him. You bring a defensive back over that way. You kind of leverage them out per se. So, I mean, we'll see what happens there. Chuba with 2 statement runs for the win. Yeah, Chuba's worth the money. I mean, he's had a couple fumbles, but he's that guy. 25 for 152, 2 touchdowns. He had 2 touchdowns. Bryce had 2 touchdowns. I mean, the offense looks good. And the offense has been looked good. I think the Dallas game was a little bit of a reality check, right? Where we lost 30-14. It was a reality check. Before that, the Eagles 22-16. The offense clicked in the second half. Buccaneers offense looked good. Chiefs offense looked good. The offense, I think, finally showed some stride. But again, for the last, few years now, injuries have consistently derailed this team where the offense will get going and then somebody goes out. Like last year, DJ Shark was hurt and then LaVisca was never in and then Bryce was throwing to tight ends. There was no chemistry. There was no timing. This year, same thing to a point. Adam Thielen comes back, Coker gets hurt. Coker comes back, XL goes out for surgery. So we're always constantly missing somebody. That's the one thing that people don't talk about when it comes to the Panthers. Is there's just always injuries, you know. And today, I think Raheem is somebody we have to talk about. Raheem came in there and he did his thing. He runs with so much aggression. And unless he got runs last week, I didn't see it. I want to say this week was his first. Was this week his first carry for running the ball? Let me check. Bum, 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 bum. Stats. Let's see. Let me pull up the game log. Yes, this game was the first game where Raheem has carried the ball this year. Now that shocked me. I'm still shocked to see that. I mean, I knew it, but I'm still shocked to see that Raheem got his first actual rushing, his first rush this year. What, week 15, week 16? Raheem runs with so much aggression. To me, he's got to get more burn. I love watching Raheem. I love watching Raheem. I mean, 3 carries, 13 yards, but I believe he didn't get a first down, but Raheem looked good. Lucas can't stop the run for nothing. Yeah, it's bad. It's not good. Shout out to Dave Canales. We have a competent offense and play calling. Yeah, I thought Dave was going to go for it there on 4th and 2, 4th and 3. I was like, "Ooh, this is risky," but he didn't do it. Eddie P. I don't know what's going with Eddie Pinheiro, to be honest with you. I mean, he made the field goal, which was good, but his confidence seems to be down too. Training staff needs to be fired. Same staff since Rule. I mean, Lucas, to a point. I mean, XL has kind of been. We keep getting guys who are like injury prone. So I see what you're saying, and there's 2 things can be true. Well, we'll have to see how the rest of the year plays out. Dave has slowly got better at play calling as the season progressed. He's only going to get better as he gets more experience. 1,000%. Dave from week 1 even to week 10, where against the Chiefs he took 5 field goals, or was it 3 or not 5, but like 3 or 4 field goals, and then the next week he's like, okay, field goals are not going to win us the game because we don't have a defense who can stop the other team. So what's he do? He adapts, right? He calls more plays on 4th down. He's a little bit more aggressive, and he goes by the flow of the game. I think before he was kind of in his mindset to be conservative. The last few weeks, you've seen Dave kind of understand the flow. So if our defense can't stop them, kicking field goals isn't going to do anything, right? And today, he almost went for it on 4th and 3, but he decided not to. So defense got a big stop there too. Kicker in the first. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Keep pounding, yes sir, Zay. What's going on, Ben? Big dubs. Future of this team looks so bright, but we definitely need Mason Graham. I think we need a safety. I think Xavier Woods, bro, Xavier Woods just isn't it. I don't know. Put him down at strong safety or something, but leaving Xavier Woods right there as a free safety, it's just not it. Xavier, just watch. And maybe I'm the only person who really watching him, but safety-wise, my God, dude, it's just bad. Could Eddie not be good in the cold? Al, I mean, that's one thing to think about, but I believe up until this year, he is one of the most efficient kickers. So I don't really know what changed. What do you think about Bryce? Can he really be a starter in the league for a long run? I mean, Ben, what he's showing you right now is confidence. He's showing you he can adapt on the run. He's not making crazy throws like you saw Kyler Murray do, right? I'm not sure that interception would have hindered the Cardinals too much. It was already 3rd and 10. But still a 4th down play you get, and now you don't get one, right? And Bryce Young showing you, okay, year 2, he stopped making those throws. He stopped throwing it up when he's running out of bounds, which almost every quarterback does. Bryce Young sitting in the pocket, making those throws as he's getting hit, right? The patience. Even though people have bashed Bryce Young for the last 2 years, people like Colin Cowherd and people like that, they've always said his pocket awareness is the best they've ever seen. You can't teach pocket awareness. You're either comfortable in the pocket or you're not. By the time you get to the NFL, you either have it or you don't. So Bryce Young has all the tangibles. but you've seen his footwork has to get a little bit better. I think it was a third down play where he hit Adam Thielen. Ball was a little bit wobbly. We see less and less of those. We see less. Remember the jump balls we saw? The first 2 weeks? Good Lord. The amount of jump balls we saw. I don't even know where that even came from. But you see he's worked on that. He's progressed with that. So that's not even a factor anymore. So Bryce Young has progressed. He showed change in a positive way, if you ask me. I think so. A lot of good drops. There was a few drops. We need a new defensive coordinator ASAP. Yeah, Marcus, I agree with you. I think, and I hate to put it all on the coach, right? I hate to put it all on Vero, but at this point, I don't know who you put it on, right? Because I feel like I don't know where you place the blame at. Because I hate to put it. I think the saying about the head coach. The head coach gets too much credit if they win, too much blame if they lose. So I hate to put it on Vero right here, but I don't know where else. I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know where else you place the blame at. The dude's reckless, but that's what okay. This is a perfect example of what I'm talking about right here, Dark. As a free safety, we want more of a pocket passer type, right? We don't really want a running back as our free safety, a one direction kind of guy. Xavier Woods wants to hit, but he's not constantly looking around him. It's like his peripherals don't exist, right? He's just focused on one thing. So Xavier Woods should come up, play the strong safety, put somebody else at the free safety. I don't know why we keep leaving him back there. He's not a free safety. I'm confused. He's been here the last 3 years now. And for 3 years, we've struggled. So go figure that one. Oh, yes, Ty, good call. I meant to bring this up earlier. I got a little whiteboard to need to bring over here. What's his name? I'm going to look for it real quick. He's a rookie. He was 41. Oh, he had the most tackles. Jacoby Windman out of Michigan State. Michigan State produces linebackers. 6'2", 250, so it's a little bit shorter, but damn. I didn't think he was a rookie. He did good. I think early on in the game he was trying to adjust a little bit slow. I was like, damn, I thought he would pursue a little bit faster. And then the broadcast they said he's a rookie linebacker. I said, oh. All right. Let me see how he progresses throughout the game. And you saw as the game progressed, that dude got better. He definitely got better. 100% Ben. 3-4 isn't it for the talent on Yeah, I don't know where we go from here. I don't. My hope would be they sign Robert Saleh, but will he come back and be defensive coordinator? I'm not sure about that. Mike's a number 2. Mike does good. We'll have to see what happens in the offseason because I hate how the Panthers consistently play 12 yards off the number 1 and number 2 receivers. Like the out route and in route are there every play. Like if you watch, they're playing 10, 12 yards off every snap, and it just drives me crazy to see. Bryce saw we can make the playoffs with him, and he showed he can be clutch. Only need the receiver to catch the ball. So he wins the Super Bowl. I'm still not sure. But he can win 2 games in the playoffs. To win the Super Bowl, I don't want to jump that far ahead, but we're going to have to get the penalties worked out, right? The Cardinals, Cardinals, I thought the Panthers had it locked up, right? Cardinals could not stop making mistakes. The next thing you know, the Panthers get 8 penalties in a row. Now I think towards the end of the game, the Panthers had more penalties than the Cardinals. I'm like, damn. So penalties got to get cleaned up. Penalties on both sides have to get cleaned up before I think we can even talk about that, though. Though I like where you're going with this. Ever almost cost them the game. Oh man. The soft coverage is killing us. I like to send more blitzes, more man coverage, trust your defense. Yeah, I watched the Chiefs and Texans games. I don't know if anybody else did yesterday. Texans do the same thing. Pat Mahomes just kept checking it down to Travis Kelce, to Marquise Brown, the running backs, Perrine and Hunt. Just consistently checking it down. their backup tight end, Noah Gray, because the Texans would blitz 4 and drop everybody back. And so actually, that actually brings me to an interesting point I want to talk about. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. That's not the game I wanted. Where's it at? Right there. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes. Okay, Patrick Mahomes. 28 passes completed, only 260 yards. Average of 6.3. That's how much. So when people ask, Bryce Young and why is he, 20 passes, only 200 yards? Patrick Mahomes, 28 passes completed, 260 yards, because that's what these defenses are doing, where they're just dropping everybody back, right? They're like, we're not going to allow the big play. We'll allow everything underneath. So when you ask why J.C. Horn isn't going to pick, or Mike Williams, or whoever, this is why, because defenses are now just keeping everything in front of them. So it's not just Bryce Young. I know some people, they'll see Bryce Young 20 passes, 195 yards. Why? Because that's how defenses are playing it now. So now you're going to see guys like Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, Saquon, Kyron Williams out of LA, Chuba. Running backs are going to start to be more of a factor in this league, because when Patrick Mahomes completes 28 passes for only 260 yards, that tells you as an offensive coordinator, just run the ball, right? Because they're just dropping everybody back. And when you have a guy like Chuba who can run the ball and he's physical, so he's out there one-on-one with the DBs don't want to tackle him. I'm telling you, in the next 3 to 5 years, really watch the NFL, because that's the way it's going to shift. We need a ball hawk at free safety. Yeah, Zay, that's exactly the word I was looking for. We need a ball hawk at free safety specifically. Good one, especially being at home. Yeah, that was a risky one, but they got it. Let Woods walk in, Fuller walk. Yeah, I mean, just clear the safety house. Just clear the safety house. Bring in rookies, bring in veterans, bring in anybody. Clear the safeties. I was just saying, I think we should go get James Pierce Jr., edge guy from Texas. Yeah, any edge guy, I think. Any of those guys look good. I don't know that you can go wrong with an edge guy, and they've all got their strengths and their cons, right? But I think you got to get somebody. Wanham's look good. A'Shawn Robinson, I think A'Shawn Robinson is going to have a breakout year when Derek Brown comes back. A'Shawn, I know he hasn't had the most productive year so far, but he's also kind of in the middle by himself, right? Against the guard and the center, or the center and the left guard, center and the right guard. Let A'Shawn get Derek Brown next to him next year. Man, A'Shawn's going to do his thing. Yep, and he got the pick too. If I'm not mistaken, Rock, didn't he get that pick on the sideline? Kyler threw it up, right? Kyler's 6 years in the league now. Very risky throw, but he did it anyway. Right, and that's the difference between, talk about Bryce Young growing up. He's not trying to force that. I can't say he's not, because he did a couple weeks ago, but sometimes it'll make you pay. I was holding out on Double E's judgment, but I'm leaning towards him being to blame. I think he's just following the trend. And the only person, I encourage you guys to watch, if you can, the Chiefs, so I'm sure they'll be in the playoffs. Watch Spagnuolo. Watch the way he blitzes with the Chiefs. Now, obviously, they have Chris Jones in the middle. But watch the way he blitzes, where he'll send the linebackers, he'll send the cornerbacks. You don't know what's coming from him. The Panthers, you know what's coming. It's either going to be Josie Jewell, right? So here's what the Panthers do. They're going to blitz J.C. Horn off the edge. They're not going to blitz him anywhere else. It'll be right off the edge, which is fine. They're going to stunt Clowney and A'Shawn sometimes, or Wanham and the other tackle, or they're going to basically do a loop blitz with Josie Jewell. Those are the 3 blitzes they do. So you stop the stun on one side, you stop J.C. Horn, and Josie Jewell, his timing isn't great, so you know when he's coming in. You've stopped the Panthers blitzing. You've stopped them. Now, they're going to get through every once in a while, and they happen to on that last play where Kyler went down and they had a punt. Well, that's the Panther scheme right there. A stunt, blitz J.C. Horn off the edge sometimes. Sometimes they'll blitz another defensive back, Mike will, but it's nothing special. Nobody's getting in there. Nobody's running through the running back either. Like, if you guys watch the Panthers blitz defensive backs, And I love our defensive backs for the most part, but every time they get to a running back, they just stop. Nobody's running through them. So we got to get somebody who's an actual dog. We keep talking about it. Now we got to be about it. Richardson held it down. Fuller was the problem. He's one of the problems. He's one of the problems. I agree. He's good in zone coverage. Richardson got face planted by Connor, but his aggressive. Yeah, I'm glad he actually tried, because there was a couple other guys who went after Connor on that same run and didn't do anything. It was more of a, I'm just going to put my hands around him, but not really tackle him. Richardson, he knew, okay, if I don't win this, it's going to be on SportsCenter, but I'm going to take that chance, and he did. Boom, boom, boom. Second bet, keep pounding. Let's sir, keep pounding, baby. When it comes to the end of the game, everyone has to be the easiest coach to drive. I mean, the Chiefs did it. The Bucks did it. The Cardinals have done it. The Giants damn near did it. The Giants messed up. I mean, good Lord, man. It's just ridiculous. Eagles, essentially the same thing happened there. I mean, yeah, I don't know. JC not traveling hurts my soul. Mike Will stepped up against Marvin, though. Was it overtime or that fourth quarter of a drive? So Mike Will's, he's still kind of learning everything too, I think. Bryce is my blood nephew. The entire team is I don't know about all that now. I don't know about that. I don't know about that now. Did they say we're number 3 and all? Okay. Pancake. So what they said was the last 3 weeks they were number 3 in sacks. So I mean, I don't know. That's what they meant, though. I'm telling you, once the Panthers defense stops giving over 30, it's over for the league. YB, what's going on, my man? Yeah, I mean, the Panthers defense is it's in a rough place right now. By the way, YB started a YouTube channel. Go check him out. New YouTube channel. Believe he's doing football stuff too with the Panthers. Go check him out. But as far as giving up 30, I don't know. It's hard to tell if the players or the scheme, because the scheme is to just basically, allow everything underneath. But I can't tell. Clowney did good. Clowney hustled a lot in that fourth quarter. That actually shocked me a lot. Clowney shocked me this game, if I'm being honest with you. I think Clowney shocked me. Who else shocked me? Raheem, happy to see him get some touches. Adam Thielen did his thing as always. I guess I am shocked that Coker didn't get any more catches than what he got. But, I mean, overall, I saw Barnos playing more. I don't know if anybody else noticed that. Barnos playing a little bit more, too. Shaw Smith-Wade. I don't think anybody really targeted him. Shaw Smith-Wade did his thing. Damani Richardson, we've already talked about. What renovations will be ready for next season, if you think any? Rock. I think defensively, I don't know how Ibero keeps his job. I don't. I mean, this is just pathetic now. I mean, teams are consistently driving on us in that fourth quarter. And I know some people like Ibero and stuff, but if we don't have the personnel to stop them, then we might as well just send the heat, right? Let JC and Mike Will go one-on-one. I mean, is it really that far-fetched to have – excuse me. Is it that far-fetched to have JC and Mike Will just one-on-one with the number 1 and number 2 receivers? I don't think that's that crazy, to be honest with you. I feel like we don't have a choice. You keep allowing 5-10 yards wide open underneath every time. I hope so. I hope we do get the helmets. That would be dope. That would be dope for sure. But yeah, I mean, if you look here, and it just kind of proves I was talking about the defensive schemes nowadays. James Conner, 4 catches, 49 yards. He went out. Need I remind you, James Conner went out in the first half too. And he was the leading receiver for the Cardinals. So James Conner had 15 carries, 117 rushing, 4 catches, 49 yards receiving, and that was their leading receiver. That shows you that Avero is just consistently dropping everybody back. So James Conner's coming in the backfield and just taking off running 5-10 yards down the field. We got to make a change. So, I don't know. That's probably going to wrap it up. This is a shorter stream. I got a little bit of things to do. Holidays are around the corner. Oh, I will be giving away – well, I'll make a post about it later today. There is something I'm going to give away. We'll do a quick Christmas stream, a quiz or something. Stay tuned for that. I'll have pictures going up what I'm giving away later tonight, and I'll make a post about it, so stay tuned for that. Hope everyone has a happy Sunday, happy holidays. We'll do a quick little live stream on Christmas, just for you guys to check in and potentially win this Panthers thing, and then go celebrate with your families, and we'll be back again for the Panthers. I think it's what, the Bucks? Is it the Bucks next? Let me see. It is the Bucks. So Bucks next Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern game. I'll catch y'all then. Take it easy. Appreciate everybody once again. Have a good night.